Hey y'all, welcome back to WARNO. Today we're taking a look at Game 2 of Nick versus Tanner. In this one, Tanner is going to be on the right, and he will be using the West German 5th Panzer Division, and Nick is on the left using the US 8th Infantry Division. He should be starting any second now. Here we go. Starting off, Tanner has a lot of Jaeger Aufklärer going up to his town, as Nick has a couple of his own Jaeger Aufklärer going down to he's got a Jaeger Aufklärer going up to Charlie to try to hold down these buildings and get some early recon and an early position they can maybe push off into. Nick's also sending two LRS squads down into his town. As for the two players' main forces, they appear to be going for their own cities, both in their own right, so not a whole lot of engagements going to happen early on, or nothing big to start off. There is the Jaeger Aufklärer fight up to the north here, though Nick does have a Cobra coming in. That can do some damage once it gets its rockets on target. And he's got another Cobra down here on the south that's allowing him to take these towns up to the north, or these buildings up to the north of his town. These are good recon positions, so if you can hold these towns, you can have a nice visual, or you'll get an advantage in recon over your opponent early on. Though Nick has completely left his northern side completely open, no recon up here to the corner. Tanner is going to take advantage of that, and he's sending his Unimog transports back towards Tanner's cap over here. Two F-104Gs coming in to deal with the helicopters. One of them is actually going for an Alpha Jet Nick sent in, but Tanner was able to knock that out of the sky before it could drop its bombs. Big engagement going up over here near Nick's town. Cobra tank and the TOW-2 all getting in on the action. Chaparrals were able to knock down one F-104 there. This Jaeger Aufklärer is really the only thing Nick has up on the north at the moment, and that's probably not going to last too long. Citroens or these Panzer Grenadiers are also moving in to take care of that one squad. Tanner does have two Roland 3s down here for AA. Those are very good anti-aircraft systems. They're the best NATO has to offer at the moment, at least until the Hawk comes around. Milan 2 trying to... no, I can't see the tank. Okay, that was just hitting the transport. Nick will be getting up here on the board first in points as he gets a Mutt command vehicle into his city, as well as another one that's going to be going into his side cap that'll give him a reinforcement route. But Tanner already has two Unimogs in here that he's going to be running towards this CP. Maybe he can find it and get an airstrike off on it. Still very little in the way of infantry up here in the north. Tanner could take advantage of this and really push forward, giving him a strong position that will it'll take some work from Nick if he wants to push into his town. If Tanner can push forward his infantry and maybe some tanks and ATGM teams. Nick does try sending some more infantry off to these buildings, but Tanner is ready for him. I don't think either player has noticed this up here. Well, okay, Nick has finally seen it, and he drops out his engineers there. Down to the south, it's both players are kind of the opposite right now. They both heavily pushed into their towns, but didn't really go after the opponent's town. So they're both able to push forward out and get in front of their caps here. Two recon squads and helicopters coming in. F-104G knocked out a helicopter there. Alpha Jets coming in. Maybe they'll try to knock out these helicopters or get the Unimogs. There's goes one helicopter, but the squad still was able to get dropped off. So if he can get him into these buildings, he will, or Tanner will be able to get recon on reinforcements coming from Nick. And there goes the second helicopter. F-104 goes down to chaparrals from Nick. Still one F-104 left, going after the Alpha Jet. Got one missile to hit, but it's about to fly right over a bunch of chaparrals. Ooh, Rollins were able to knock out the Nick's remaining Alpha Jet up there. And the F-104G was able to dodge those chaparral missiles, and now it is evacing. Nick is still running his commander around over here, but it's being chased by two Unimogs. He's still yet to get anything up here to knock these out. I'm surprised Nick, oh, here comes speaking of the devil, here comes an AT plane. Is he going to be able to get this command vehicle here? Tanner's going to try. There's one Maverick out. Oh, and it missed. And he's going to immediately evac it. He's not going to try for another hit. Oh, wow, that transport just took like a direct hit from the CEV, but the Abrams comes in and finishes it off. Though Tanner has been able to push Nick pretty much all the way to his side cap, Nick has been content just to push out of his town into this next set of buildings in this little industrial zone. Or that's the best way I can put it. Tanner, though, is pretty spread out over here. He's only got some recon squads and a Citroen and a Martyr 1A3 Milan. He does have some Leopard 1A1A1s coming up. Still, he doesn't really have enough to really push into this point, and he'd need to get a commander up here if he wants to contest it. Nick up ahead at the moment with a 288-point lead. Still a lot of game to go. Some more tanks coming up here. Two M48s and a Leopard 2A3. They'll probably come up here to get overwatch over this big field that Nick is going to have to push across. Though as for Nick, he's got some Bradley up here, recon infantry, Abrams, as well as some mech rifles and military police. Tanner has gotten a Jaeger Aufklär over into this forest here that has not been spotted. So he could be able to sneak this around and get it to the CB if these two Cobras leave the area. He's also got two recon squads over here. This one, yeah, it should be able to see reinforcements coming down the main road into Nick's town. Depending on how much attention Tanner is paying to that, he could get some good information on what Nick is sending into his town. At the moment, Tanner seems content just to leave the south pretty much undefended at this point. It looks like the two M48s are going to come in and try to resecure this corner into Nick's town. Though what they're facing engineer, military police, and LRS. They do have a looks, but that's a little too far back to be able to spot the infantry. Up north, Nick is starting to push his way back across the open. Roland 3's shooting down a recon helicopter. Leopard 1's taking shots at infantry in the open, but there is a Bradley and an M1 Abrams out here that are ready to engage them. Tanner doing a good job smoking off his tanks. He needs to get that 2A3 up here to deal with that Abrams. Oh, this Jaeger Aufklär squad got spotted. Down to the south, looks like Tanner has lost one of his M48s. My guess is probably this recoilless rifle squad. Tanner doesn't really have the infantry down here to spot at the moment after losing one of his tanks. So he is pulling back. Nick's sending up some more infantry into this tree line, as well as two uh, Kanonjagdpanzers. These are little 40-point tank destroyers, basically. They've got a 90mm gun. They've apparently become a little better. I've yet to really use them myself. But it's a nice little cheap unit you can use for infantry support and maybe for killing IFVs and transports. F-104 AT is in the air, but it is being engaged by an F-16 cluster and a normal F-16 Fighting Falcon. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the Falcon. As you can see, it is missing a lot with its missiles, and it only gets 4 missiles, 2 heat seekers and 2 semi-active radar homing missiles, so not much. But I mean, you don't have much other options for AA as the 8th Infantry at the moment. Though the gun still works on the F-16 as it gets behind, but it's got an F-104G behind it as well, and it goes down as well. Oh. Not sure what that is, just random sound, I guess. Oh. Nick now has some tow squads up here on the north. These should be able to make quick work of these M48s and really 1 or 2 shot this 2A3 depending on if they can get a side shot or not. And with the supply truck right next to him, they won't be running out of ammo anytime soon. Tanner bringing up his own supply trucks, but he really needs to get some more, either some recon infantry or recon vehicle squads up here to spot for these tanks. Just look at it. These tows are out in the open, but I don't think he can see those at all. .2A3 pushing out here, but Tanner does see the tow shot. .2A3 trying to back out, but still gets hit. Those tow 2s are scary. They have 70% accuracy on 1 vet, but the Nick has these at 2 vet right now, so they should have about an 80% accuracy. It's not going to show me the veterancy, but I think with 2 vet, I think they get bumped up to like 80% accuracy. With 26 pin, they are just scary. They're definitely the best ATGM team currently. Down here on the south, Nick is pushing through this tree line and building area with some infantry supported by his Kanonjagdpanzers. A little further south, Fuchs Milan is trying to make its way through the forest, but Engineer Flash does see it. Oh no, the flash launcher isn't going to do too much. If Nick runs these engineer teams up here, they can, well, apparently they can just shoot at it with guns and that'll do the trick. I was going to say they can throw a satchel and that'll make quick work of it. Back up to the north. Another Recon Bradley has been brought up, so that's 4 tow 2 launchers up over here. Oh, make that 5. There's actually a 3rd Bradley down here that I didn't notice at first. I just saw these 2. So a bunch of tows up here. It's not a good environment to have tanks in, especially without infantry support. F-104 or F4F ATs coming in, engaging the Cobras. They got one of them. The Citroën squad is making its way through the forest on the south, but it's probably not going to fare too well when it runs into these engineer teams. A bunch of infantry and more tanks getting stacked up here on the south. Looks like Tanner's about to try to make his move. Meanwhile, Nick is still making progress in the north. F4Fs, though, tearing up those Cobras, and both of them are now down. F4Fs are now evacing to go get more ammo. As Tanner slowly pulls back in the north, he is definitely getting ready for a push down here on the south. He's got a bunch of Citroens and looks like Leopard 1A1A1s. There's this Leopard 1A, two Leopard 1A5s over here to support and try to push Nick back out of this corner. Citroens are running into those engineer squads, and they're not going to fare too well. Lux is pushing up and engaging a military police squad that is in the building, supported by Leopard 1s behind it. Nick sensibly falling that back to where that looks, and Leopards can't take shots at it. Looks like Nick has decided to pull back out of this corner and pull back into his town here. Definitely a more easily defendable area. Abrams engaging the Lux. And Nick gets it with the second shot there. Tanks are pushing forward, but they're now in range of the Citroens. Or not Citroens, the military police and their M67. And the Abrams is still back here. F-104AA coming in. Looks like it's going to try to kill the scout plane, but it is going to take chaparral fire, and it's going to go down on the second volley of missiles. Up to the north, looks like Nick has been able to push through most of the tanks Tanner had up here. 2A3 is still alive, though, about half health. Tanner backing it off, but he does not have anything up here to defend his town now. All Nick has to do is push his infantry in. Tanner focusing heavily on the south. He does need to get reinforcements heading north quickly, though. I met Schutzen squads are trying to support infantry, but Nick still has a bunch of squads down here in this force line that's going to make it tough. F4FATs coming in from the north. Where are they going after this time? Going after one of the Abrams. Got a hit on one, killed it with a second shot, and looks like he managed to get both Abrams in that single pass. F4Fs are still around, so let's see what they're going to try to hit on this next pass. They get 4 Mavericks total, so they still have 2 left each. Mavericks going away, knocks out one supply vehicle, but that one was mostly empty. Down on the south, Tanner's tanks are being picked apart by this M1 Abrams and these Kanonjagdpanzers, and now a bunch of infantry and trucks that need to get deployed. Tanner doing a good job smoking off Nick's vehicles, but there's still a high-match Schutzen squad that was picking off infantry and transport. Tanner has finally deployed them. That martyr is tearing, well, now there's 3 martyrs tearing apart that high-match Schutzen squad. I will say it right one of these times. Nick is bringing in a command vehicle and his mortars. We might see him try to do his hide and smoke trick again in this game. There's not much up here for Tanner, only a single Leopard 2A3, a Pioneer Flam squad, and 2 Panzer Grenadiers and Martyrs coming up. Tanner is making progress here on the south. He's dealt with most of the infantry squads down here in the south. Though he's still got 4 vehicles he's got to push through here. Man, it would really help if Tanner could move this Milan 2 squad up over here into this tree line and maybe get a supply truck up to rearm it. It could have been shooting at the tanks and Bradleys out here in the open. But at this point, it's a little too late for that. TOW2 being very brave down here on the south, just pushing across the open. I think it was trying to get shots on that M48. That would be my guess, at least. Though Tanner has backed that M48 off into the tree line, so the TOW2 cannot see it anymore. Still really nothing in this town to defend against the push from Nick. That 2A3 is really the scariest thing down here. Oh, F4 FATs again. Missed with the first Maverick, got a hit with the second one. So now that Abrams is down to half health, here comes the second F4F. And that finished off the Abrams. Down on the south, Tanner trying to smoke to get his infantry in close, but they're caught in the open as they break through the other side of the smoke, and Nick's vehicles are just tearing into them with machine gun and cannon fire. Though at this point, Nick doesn't have much infantry to cover his own town. F4Fs are just having free reign up here in the north, just being able to fly around and launch Mavericks at things. 2A3 got one Kanoniak Panzer there, backing off into smoke that Nick is laying to push infantry up into the town. Tanner still has this Jaeger Aufklär squad out here that's getting good visual on most of these tanks and stuff out here in the open. MW1 came in, but I don't think that did much there. F4F got another tank there. Was that the CEV or was this another Abrams? Oh, that was a CEV. Oh, looks like Nick got his command vehicle into the cap. This is the CPC, so this is an armored command vehicle. It's got what? Yeah, 2 armor on the front and side, which will make it very resilient to any kind of HE bombers or any HE artillery that Tanner tries to send at it. Nick just lobbing smoke over top of his command vehicle to hide it in. Also has the effect of making it very easy for him to push his infantry up here close to this Leopard 2A3. There goes the 2A3, just took too many ATGMs and RPG hits. And now the only thing really defending this cap for Tanner are his supply trucks. I mean, that Panzer Grenadier squad isn't going to do much more than those supply trucks are. Nick bringing in some mech rifle law squads in to defend his town here. Bunch of vehicles moving through the woods, nothing to oppose them, so they could sneak around and get into the back here. But Nick does have his command vehicle off to the north, so even if these vehicles do break through this tree line right here, they won't be able to see the vehicle. Cluster F-16 coming in. Is it trying to... Looks like it's trying to get the Alouette. And it gets it. But Roland 3s are attempting to shoot down the F-16. Got one hit on it. Caused an engine fire. F-16 should really evac at this point. Oh man, look at this. Tanner has been able to sneak a Vern Pioneer squad over... Oh, he needs to get that out of the building and rush it up there to use its satchel charges to get that mutt. Oh, looks like he's noticed. Come on, infantry squad, you can do it. Get close enough. Throw your satchel charge. Oh, there we go. He has successfully sniped the CV. It's going to force Nick to buy another command vehicle to send over there. Leopard and Milan squad down here. Tanner is pushing down his 2 Lux teams around the road. Looks like he might try to send them to snipe any reinforcements coming down the road. Or maybe just to get visual on them. We'll have to see what that can do. Recon helicopter coming in for Nick. Probably trying to spot these tanks and see what all is gotten through here on the south, as at this point he is well aware that he has vehicles down here, or at least several things from Tanner. Up in the north town, MW1 came in, probably trying to get that CV, but it's not going to do much against an armored CV like that. He's going to need to either hit it with a cluster bomber or if he can get eyes on it, hit it with the F4 FATs. But with Nick liking to sit his command vehicles in smoke, it will be hard to get a visual on it. Tanner does have some Citroens up there, but they're not going to be able to do anything to that command vehicle. Pioneer Flams and Martyr Team might be able to, though, if they can get eyes on it. Mech Rifle teams are attempting to guard the CV. Nick, realizing it's in danger, does pull it out of the town. On the south, Nick trying to push infantry to take out Tanner's vehicles, but Tanner sees them. Vehicles are backing up, but they're about to show their sight to these Kanonjagdpanzers. Here goes the engagement. One hit onto the Martyr. There goes the Martyr. Leopard won't last too much longer. At least under the fire of 3. There's 2 hits. It should be down on low health. And it keeps trying to engage it kept turning its turret to engage this infantry down here, which didn't allow it to really shoot back. Up over here, looks like Tanner was able to steal a supply truck at least from Nick, but those 2 Lux had a bad run of luck as they just ran into an Abrams here on the corner. Looks like they might have been able to destroy a few supply trucks or a supply truck and maybe an infantry squad, but they're not going to be able to do much to a tank. Nick has gotten another command vehicle up into this cap. Will Tanner be able to get this one as well with his recon squad? Though it's giving its position away as it's shooting at these infantry and CPC. Oh, looks like I did miss when Nick lost his armored command vehicle that was up here. Oh, Tanner managed to sneak another supply truck off of Nick. Oh, can that squad get close enough to throw its satchels? It's not going to get the chance. Tanner bringing a bunch of infantry into this town on the south. But Kanonjagdpanzers have something to say about them driving straight into the cap, as well as the Nick's infantry. F-111 HE bomber coming in on that infantry that was on the road. Only one left there, but it does wipe it out. Nick able to get infantry squads into the south again, and they are picking off reinforcements that were coming through in trucks. Oh, and those pioneers are shattered and are being easily mopped up at this point. Well, I say that. Well, there goes one. One squad left to go. Up on the north, F-104, or not F-104, F4F ATs. Looks like one of them got hit by something and is evacing. Tanner trying to smoke up the point to get infantry and vehicles in close. Milan 2 team knocked out one Kanonjagdpanzer. It's got one ATGM left, but it is being engaged, and it was knocked out there. Still, this Kanonjagdpanzer has to deal with Leopard 1s, though it is hiding from them at the moment using the buildings. It's able to engage Tanner's infantry, but Tanner's tanks are able to engage Nick's infantry. Cluster bomber probably coming in on those Leopards. And it gets both of them. That was a good cluster bomber right there. Ooh, excuse me, had a yawn there. Being able to knock those tanks out definitely took some pressure off of Nick, but Tanner is still pushing in with more infantry. Looks like Nick was able to sneak a command vehicle into the northern town again. Mech rifle squads engaging the Panzer Grenadiers, and there's a Pioneer squad there. A Pioneer Flam, but he is almost out of ammunition on his Flam Patron. Needs this supply truck to go ahead and stop so it can rearm and then go after that infantry. Down on the south, Tanner does have some infantry on the edge of the town, and a 2A3 engaging Heimatschützen. Tornado MW1 in again. Gets a hit, but because this is an armored CV, it is able to survive that hit while the infantry couldn't. Over here on the far left, Tanner is chasing around the CV with his recon infantry. At least force Nick out of the cap for now. Command Pioneer coming up for Tanner, but if it keeps running down that road, it's going to run into this infantry here. He needs to slow it down and clear out this infantry up here on the east side of the point. Tornado IDS trying to kill some helicopters. Abrams is over here engaging Citroens, and maybe it might be able to spot that recon squad later. We'll just have to wait and see. F-104 or F4F AT knocking out a tank down here. Tanner rushing up his Pioneer squad trying to get this CPC. TOW-2 taking a shot at the supply truck and gets it. Oh, Tanner lost his commander down here. He just ran it into this infantry, looks like, or got the infantry run up on it. Though Tanner has snuck some Milan squads down here along the south side. They are engaging the reinforcements, but these are mech rifles, so they can shoot back. MW1, or no, was that that was an HE. Dropped its bombs, but didn't do much more than maybe hurt a squad or two. Didn't kill anything, that's for sure. Pioneer Flam squads pushing in for Tanner. Tornado HE was able to knock out that recon helicopter. 283 up here. This could cause some trouble. NW1 squad manages to knock out the infantry that was guarding the mutt. F-16 cluster in on the 2A3. Gets it. That's a good cluster bomber. This F-16 has been doing good for Nick. It's gotten several tanks at this point. Lux is probably a bit too close. Oh man, and the F-16 just shot down a tornado there. He's going for another tornado, but it might be getting greedy. It's getting shot at by rolling 3. Gonna make it out? No, there it goes. Not sure what it got it there. Did the tornado guess? Tornado might have gotten its second heat seeker off there. Big infantry, well, tiny little infantry exchange down here in the center of the town. Each player was supporting units to help their infantry. Tanner bringing in another command vehicle, gonna try to get it in on the north here. Nick bringing in a third command vehicle to try to sneak this cap. There's really not much up here. It's just that Pioneer squad at the moment. Oh, Nick, no, you're gonna run that supply truck right into the Milan. Oh, and it gets captured. I think this one's been like captured. So I think that one was the one over here earlier that Tanner captured. Then Nick captured it back, and then Nick just ran it over here and it got captured again by Tanner. So that one supply truck has been changing hands a lot this game. Everyone wants a piece of it. Or no one wants to keep it, one of the two. Lux was able to knock out that Kanonyak Panzer and is now engaging the scout helicopter. Nick's Heimatschützen squad was able to kill Tanner's CV. Oh, but Tanner's 2A3 finds the mutt and knocks it out. That's gonna get him, that will set the tickets back to neutral, so no one's gaining points at this point. Milan team shooting at someone, though I'm not exactly sure who. This isn't the best spot. It'd probably be a little better served if it was in this tree line here. F4F down on the south, knocked down a recon helicopter. 2A3 pushing forward, maybe trying to engage Nick's 1A, or 1A1. Or M1A1. Here they go. Abrams with the first hit. F4F tries to assist, but misses, and the Abrams was able to get the second shot off and win that engagement. Another CV on the south here for Nick coming up. 4 minutes left. Tanner really needs to get control of these of this point here. He's gonna do it, but Nick will probably run this command vehicle up into here and re-neutralize the point. Neither player really has much down here anymore, or up to the north for that matter. Just this one Pioneer squad, and then a recon helicopter. And there we go. Nick is now contesting the bottom cap. F111 HE in with his bomb run. Oh, that Fuchs is driving right into it. Fuchs somehow survives with very little health. Fuchs still doesn't see this command vehicle down here. Can't really push out much further as there is an M1A1 down there on the south. Though the F4F could see that command vehicle and was able to snipe it. That will give Tanner the ticket advantage, but with only like a little over 2.5 minutes remaining, he needs both caps, preferably, so he can get this. And there's another command vehicle coming in to contest the cap for Nick. At this point, it looks like Nick is going to be able to come out on top. Tanner doesn't really have much down here that can push through a tank and a couple infantry squads to knock out that CV. Nothing can, well, that Pioneer squad might be able to see it, but it's not able to relay the information to that F4F AT to where it can take a shot at it. 2 minutes, oh, excuse me, 2 minutes left. Abrams can see Tanner's command squad. Now he's trying to push Nick is trying to push infantry towards it, but got intercepted by that Pioneer Flam squad. But since Nick has the Abrams on the outside there, he can support and basically cause that fight to come out as a draw. Another HE bomber in for Nick. Let's see what this one will do. Good micro by Tanner. He got his command out of the line of fire there. Up on the north, Tornado HE. Not sure what it must have been trying to bomb an infantry squad that was there, because that would look like it looked like it was trying to bomb his own tanks there with that. 1 minute left. At this point, it's just kind of waiting for the game to be over. Looks like Nick will be able to take the victory in this one, and that'll give him a victory in both games, giving him a victory in the overall match, putting him up to 2 wins, no losses, no draws as of round 2. We'll just have to wait and see what he can do in round 3. Tanner, on the meanwhile, will go to 1-1 and wait to see what he can do in round 3 as well. F4Fs just circling around, and the last few seconds tick by, shooting off Mavericks as they go. And this recon squad is still back here in the back line, but is unable to see the command vehicle. Good game to both players. As that wraps it up, we'll see the results. Nick with 8,980 kills and Tanner with 9,740 kills. So a little shy of 1,000-point difference for kills, but Nick comes up on top of it because he was able to contest the caps better than Tanner was. Tanner definitely lost several CVs there on the south, especially that infantry one that would have been great to get in earlier, but he just ran it into 3 squads of infantry and it was knocked out. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed watching both of these games and look forward to seeing more of these players as the tournament continues. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and as always, have a great day.